How you doing this morning? So it is Thursday. Let's see what the twab's. I know, reading the twab, whatever. I do want to keep this a short video, so um, Destiny 2 this week at Bungie. Let's go get bounties done first. Ooh, well, here we go. We'll go this one. Go shopping first. This week at Bungie. This is the week of February 10th. So 210, 2022. Maybe the 12 hasn't come out yet. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. Here we go. It's on the news. Of course. I'm using this USB mouse, and every now and then it takes a single click as a hold click, and so it's like copies the URL for no good. For the week of January 20th, 2022. No, it's February 10th, you diplets. So I guess it hasn't come out yet. Okay, whatevers. Here we go. Let's just play the game. Fuck this bullshit. So things that are changing in the game. Obviously, the loot pool. We're going to be losing a lot of weapons. There's a lot of hype put up on that. I've already talked about it. I totally and completely recommend that you guys not get sucked into the hype. It's not worth it. You know what? I just realized I didn't even look at my gunsmith stuff. What do we have here? Kinetics, scouts, fusions, and rocket launchers. Oh, please let me have a rocket launcher on here. That's all I care about. The fusion rifles, no big deal. We can still do kinetics here with a scout rifle eventually. But now I got my fusion ammo, so it doesn't matter, does it? We're going to do this lost sector back here. I haven't done this one in forevers. So we're going to see how this plays out. So yeah, I've spent the last, I want to say, a year basically just ripping through my gun play, trying to play as many different guns as I possibly can play, and then of course then evaluating each of them versus my own meta. Now that's important because my meta is going to be totally different from yours, and it's probably pretty different from most people's. I like to play Lost Sectors, I like to do Gambit, and sometimes I'll do some PvP. I don't really get into strikes too much. If I do strikes, it's going to be because I'm looking for a specific enemy, and I'm clearing a bounty for the Vanguard. Now, there are the 3 playlist matches you could do, or events or activities you can do, that will get you a pinnacle piece of gear. I am stockpiling pinnacles. So anything of 1330, I am vaulting, and that's the only thing that's going in my vault outside of what I actually play with. Simply because, you know, if there's something that drops below level cap, I mean, below the level floor, like say for instance something in my collections that I can pull out is going to be meta now, or has some perk pool changes, then I can pull it out immediately, infuse it, and get kind of a jump to the soft cap, which I don't know what the soft cap's going to be for this season. I haven't really looked at that. I should, huh? But in any case, look, we got some heavy ammo. This is actually turning out to be pretty okay. I've been trying to find one that has a fair amount of enemies in it that I don't have to spend too much ammo on clearing. That is something I've been focusing on in my gameplay, more than just actually zapping things and finding weapons that do things that are, you know, worthy of inclusion. I like having clusters of enemies for rocket launchers, grenade launchers, and fusion rifles because the ammo is kind of hard to come by if you're not kitted for it properly. And so getting multi-kills on a single fusion blast is kind of fun. Plus it's also nostalgic. It's something I used to do back in Destiny 1 when Banshee would have, or was it Zavala? One of those two guys would, I'm going to have to recycle this sector. That's okay. I don't think I got enough. Well, do we get one more guy? We can probably get him. I don't have any more ammo. Damn it. Okay, what are you doing, man? Okay, well. Oh, here we go. Yay. No, that wasn't enough. Okay. Well, we cleared the sector. That's decent. Didn't take as long as didn't take as long as some of the other ones that I've done recently. So we are still doing fusion rifles. We are still doing grenade launchers. I mean, rocket launchers. Excuse me. All right, we're going to go to the Gulch, and we're going to pick up that rally banner. So, maybe it's in YouTube's. Or maybe it hasn't landed. Maybe it hasn't been released yet. Did I miss the banner? Oh, come on. No, I didn't. Okay, good. The problem with the overland farm for... Where is the banner? Did I miss it? Come on, please don't say I missed it. Oh, there was a public event here. There we go. I like weapons like fusion rifles because you can't fuck up the final blow. You definitely will know if you've got the final blow or not because they'll vaporize into whatever element you were firing. You know, unless of course someone's boosting their connection in some way, and then they're able to get a faster upload speed than you, and then that way they will get credit for it more. I have a video queued up about peer-to-peer networking. Apparently, Destiny does not focus just on peer-to-peer. They actually have a hybrid of client-based and peer-to-peer. Client-based, of course, meaning that there's an actual committed server. I think the committed server is used for matchmaking, which is why there's such a humongous difference. Because the connection I have in Mobile Suit Battle Operation is pretty decent once we're in a game, but getting into a game is oftentimes the most problematic because we're, of course, North America. Those servers are based in Japan, and since it's peer-to-peer matchmaking out there, that means if you have peer-to-peer matchmaking and not client-based matchmaking, then you are going to have longer wait times because they're trying to find everybody with the resources to do this thing for you. I'm going to do the public event. I know, it's not my thing. I haven't done public events in a very, very long time, but I figure, what the heck? In the early stages, there aren't a lot of people around, and I could probably get a good couple sweeps here and there. I don't want to waste my ammo on the singles, but it's kind of fun. See, I got a legendary engram. Nice, a prime engram. Excuse me. Where's the energy? Where's the little energy thingy? The battery thing. It's supposed to be there. Oh, someone's already also doing the same thing I'm doing. Oh, well, I got something of it. I don't think I get credit, though. Did I get credit for that? We're halfway there. Living on a prayer. That's interesting. I don't know. Maybe I'll go ahead and bounce off. I got 4 rockets. I can clear a room or two with this in the atrium. Is it? Yeah, the atrium. Let's do that. Let's just go to the atrium. Fuss around with this bullshit. Okay, well, they got this. They got last week's this week at Bungie, but they don't have this week's yet. So I guess it's not up yet. So that's okay, I suppose. Oh, look, we won't need these in a couple weeks. Thank God. I don't know. There's things about. Oh, hello. There's things about the seasonal activity that was okay. But except for the Battler, I didn't get any. Well, and that's actually not even the seasonal activity. That's the Dares of Infinity. That's the 30th anniversary. Um, that's the 30th anniversary gun. So, there's no. Yeah, yeah. I'm not. Yeah, I'm sorry. I think I did it to advance the artifact, and I don't know. I don't know why I did it. Maybe it was bright dust. I love this rocket launcher. But damn, the tracking on it is not near as good as the Bad Omen, so I don't know. I might I might go back to playing a Bad Omens. It's hard to say. You know. I love it. Find a small room, make a big mess. The other reason I like Lost Sectors is that I'm alone in here. I don't have to share my kills with anybody. I don't have to worry about lag or latency. I mean, it's very rare that I get lagged out of a Lost Sector. Well, when I do legendary Lost Sectors, I do. For some reason, I guess it's because there's more things going on in it. Sometimes that happens, but that's actually on Bungie's end. That's not even me. Oh, did I run out of enemies? What are the enemies? Yeah, I should play more Dares to Infinity. I should be stockpiling keys and shit and trying to re-roll my battler because I like the battler I have right now, but it's just a little short of ideal for my playstyle. It took a while for Trostlands to come up. I know this is the threshold. Or maybe this is the threshold. Yeah, we're still Trostlands. And this is the HPM. Okay, this is the threshold. So I should be fine. Threshold, take us to the threshold. There we go, see? Get multi-kills. They don't do that anymore. They don't make you get multi-kills anymore. I'm not going to waste the ammo on a single target. That's the thing, you know. I say this all the time. It's like if Bungie wants us to do more gunplay and not so much, you know, or run on our abilities and things, then they would give us more ammo. God damn it! Don't make us have to fucking sacrifice energy mods, energy spots in our armor for that shit, or put the ammo mods on the guns. How about that? I mean, you can get shoot to loot, which is kind of an ammo mod, but it's not really. Um, and you shouldn't even be shooting to looting. You should be having ghosts get that shit for you. Alright, we're all done. Now it's off to the strikes. Now, here we go. I don't have to do any of these in an actual strike. I can load up on any planetary strike, especially if they're asking for specific enemies. So I need stasis, solars, enemies, looking for scorn for the rando battery, finishers. Um, and this is kind of a cheesy thing to do, but if I load this up, we'll land here, and I'll just go straight to the atrium and get all the kills that I need to get that don't that can be at risk for somebody else taking because their final blow. There's no as a fire team get this done, which is Vanguard is soon to be called Vanguard Operations. Vanguard Operations. This is a fire team based thing. You're supposed to be working cooperatively. Now, in PvP, yeah, everybody wants to be a superstar, but in Vanguard, you're supposed to be honing your skills and learning your weapons and getting a feel for everybody's rhythms. Oh, it came up finally. This week at Bungie. 2/10/22, right? Yep. All right. So we got the TWAB. I'm not going to read all that intro crap. We just want the guts. Oh my. So the tomb ship looks like something from Aliens. Oh man. Bungie always likes to rip. About his destiny. I mean, Disney.
What is true and what is false?
It's the Aliens tomb ship.
The Witch Queen is an unsettling mystery. Our biggest foe, Savathun, has our grandest tool, the light.
It's paying off narrative threads that we planted way back in Destiny 1.
I'm here to protect humanity.
How do we stop this?
the stakes in the universe are rising, and it's the greatest challenge.
No, okay, so yeah, when Nakora says, I'm here to protect humanity, well, that's her choice. But honestly, no, the Guardians were created to protect specifically the Traveler. And let's think of it this way. You know what a remora is? It attached itself to a larger fish, typically a whale. And because the whale gets protected, the remoras get protected. This is what I'm talking about. We're battling here. Why are we battling? Seriously, why are we battling? We don't need to be fighting each other. We're supposed to be a fire team. I mean, he was literally, yeah. To me, it looked like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm being sensitive. Maybe I'm just triggered because it's like I see it so much, and I just don't want to be part of that community anymore. Come on, bring up my fucking marker so I can figure out where the fuck I am. Oh my god. Are you gonna do this shit to me? Thank you. Dipshit. I want that one right there. So I blasted past it. I only have a few minutes. Maybe a minute at most. Come on. There it is. So remember, it's that nasty little tree thingy. I have maybe a minute at most to get in here and get finishers before I get sucked in. Oh, I didn't even check what the burn is. I better do that too. Oh, this is too long of a sector. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is kind of one of those situations where it doesn't make a difference because the sector itself is just so. Yeah, come on. When are you gonna beat me the finisher, man? Jeez. I mean, it doesn't take much. We should have it here any second. Damn it. Well, at least the respawn's not fucking forever. Unless, of course, I decide to make it forever. Oh, boy. That should be the last one. Thank you. Alright, we're just going to go ahead and get you done. Alright, now we're trying to get solar ability kills. This guy's just fucking spamming out. Damn. And here we go. Alright, Void Singe. Which means I have to be prepped for Void. If they go fast enough. Defeat enemies, get solar kills, get stasis kills, grenades, stasis, melees, supers, and scorn. It's always fucking scorn. Okay, enemy stasis. That's gonna be. That has to be solar abilities. We got a Cartesian coordinate. Nah, it's garbage. I don't have a stasis sword, do I? I think I do. It's all garbage. That's all garbage. Yeah, see, at this point, it's ridiculous. Alright, well, since we're going to be huffing here.
That we've ever faced.
We're shedding that dogma of light equals good, darkness equals bad. We're really entering the mists and trying to discern what's in front of us and what's lurking underneath the surface.
That's so teenager.
There are a lot of bombshells in the Witch Queen narrative. And that's just scratching the surface of what we're going to get into this year.
See, there you go. This track is not the best to do this.
Witch Queen and Caesar the Risen is chapter 1, the beginning of the end for the Light and Darkness saga.
Really getting to the core of what it means to be a guardian. We are looking at and asking big questions about the light and darkness.
We have a big bad that we've been anticipating for a really long time coming back in the form of Sabathoon.
Sabathoon's had a hand in most of the major conflicts that we've been involved with.
we've heard about Sabathun for years and just bits and pieces, and then like you see it slowly building over seasons until we come to this huge critical point. Sabathun's no longer just someone you hear about.
She's not just interfering in little ways. She's now ready to take center stage.
Sounds like Kathleen Kennedy.
Sabathun, she's
Just interfering in minor ways, and now she took center stage. Oh, look what happened to Star Wars.
Emotion in some way.
Offers us a fresh start.
She's very manipulative. She is very ethereal, but she also has like that creepiness.
She's so pretty.
She promised
I can really be with her right now.
that's coming our way. But the reality of the situation is Sabathun is only on Sabathun's side. We've outlived
No shit, every Guardian in this game was only on their side. Hey, I ain't nothing new. Surprise me some more.
Play this for fools. She knows this inside.
That's what I'm talking about.
She's been a step ahead of
Really,
us
dude?
the whole way. So how do you beat someone like that?
It isn't too late. You can still be forgiven. Be careful.
Of course. That's why they're so up all over everything.
Sabathun, you need to understand Sabathun.
So pathetic.
Her throne world
Predictable
is
and pathetic.
Sabathun's own personality, which
But
is
that's okay.
between going through a transformation.
I'm not talking about my
of life.
teammates here. I'm talking about the video that I'm watching here about Sabathun and all that shit. I mean, come on. There's so much edgelord shit going on here.
It's more atmospheric. It's very dense. It's very claustrophobic. It's spooky. Then when you make your way into the Lucent Hive area, it's
Oh, I died. Darn.
It's definitely brighter. It's definitely more lively. We want people to look at it like an impressionist painting, something that's very pretty from far away. But as you get closer, it's not really what it seems. It's very unsettling.
Okay, that's not an impressionist painting, my friend. You've got your art themes wrong.
These things within the world, and you're not entirely sure what they are, and you have to get close and you have to investigate.
All right. They're trying to push this whole horror vibe because I know that's a thing. But I'm going to be honest with you. You want to know what real horror is? Real horror is you start your day brand new, fresh and clean. Everything's beautiful. You had your drink. You had your food. You step out onto your front porch. There's a rose bush in your garden in front of you. You're admiring the way the light is just illuminating the petals, and the crimson color is just vibrant and beautiful, contrasting perfectly against that jewel-esque green. And it's magnificent, and you're just admiring the way the dew is collected on the petals and the leaves, and the smell is just so fragrant. And so you're drawn in, and you lean in, and you go to get a nice, good, clean whiff, and that rose scent is just there, and it's enticing. And then you hear it, and then you see it, and you remember you're allergic to bees. That's what horror is. That's how you do it. That right there, my friends, was taken right out of a page of an actual horror writer who did a talk on a TED, and you know what? It's like it was defining for me about how you tell a story. And this whole thing with Sabathun going on about, you get little notes here and there, blah, blah, blah. It just feels like a lot of hype for nothing. It's kind of like, when I was in high school, I used to go to this local dance club, and I used to think I was having a good time there. And then I realized it's nothing but a bunch of flesh on the show for their ego. And I mean, pretty much everything you do is for ego. You accept that. And that's all part of what they call shadow work, finding those dark spots in your ego and embracing them and using them, and not being bound up or restricted by what you see as a limitation, but using it as a source of inspiration, using it as a source of strength, not exploiting it, not really diving into it. I mean, if you have a cruel streak that instantly drives you to want to do violence the moment you get frustrated, that's a limitation. You don't fight that, but you don't embrace it, but you do work with it. You use it for inspiration. What else could you do that would? I forgot to put it on Void, so I don't get credit on this one. If you have a quick fuse, what can you do to capitalize on that quick fuse? Oh, I don't know. How about become a sports athlete? If athletics is not your thing, then become a musician. If music is not your thing, then write poetry. Write short stories. Write a fiction of that fantasy, and you could do something with it. It could be cathartic for you. And I'm not a psychiatrist, and this is all armchair theory here, but talking about the way they're developing this Savathun story, this final act of the Light and Darkness saga, and this whole metaphysical, spiritual journey that players have supposedly been going. I mean, nobody in this game is on a spiritual journey. I'm sorry to disappoint you all. Nobody in this game is on a truly spiritual journey. I play games for spiritual reasons. I play games for emotional and thematic reasons and aesthetic reasons. I play games because they're enticing and they're intriguing and they ask questions sometimes. And sometimes, there are some things in there you could be like, "Whoa, never thought of it that way." That's what play is all about. That's why play is so important. The most successful species on this planet play a lot. If you go out there and you study a little bit, it doesn't take long. You can find it on YouTube even, and it is a given that the most successful species on this planet are all about play or brute numbers, like viruses. And viruses really aren't that successful when you think about it. Oh, here we go. This is kind of another one I could do. Do we want to do this? I want to do this. Let's do this public event. Come on, please. Can we play? Can we play this public event? I will take care of it. I will love it, and I will make sure it does a good job. Or maybe not, because nobody else is doing it. And I'm dead. Killed by the architects. Really? I thought it was a captain with a sword. That's curious. And it's at this point I say, fuck it. Not really actually worth it anymore. And the event is complete. We failed. Well, at least I'm getting legendary engrams. I keep calling them legendary engrams. They are. Okay, so what's the next thing we want to do? I do need to get some melee murder on. So yeah, I mean, let's finish watching this.
What's really going to be exciting for players is that they're going to get to play that part of psychic detective, trying to solve the many mysteries of the throne world.
Damn it, failed it.
Witch Queen campaign, I think, is probably the most ambitious campaign we've made in a very long time.
We're building the definitive Destiny campaign, so leaning into the journey you can find in exotic missions or the mechanics you might find in a dungeon.
You have to kind of think your way through. You have to figure out, like, hey, what do I need to do next in order to get to the end of this?
You do that every time you play the game.
So this campaign is full of
That's like the organic mechanic.
and you got to make sure that all of the abilities of the bosses would be something worthy of her. And as I kept thinking about this, I felt like I was really becoming
Really? Because they could be talking about any number of campaigns that they've launched. Honestly, I remember hearing these words when they talked about Taken King. Yeah, they talked about this during Dark Below. There's nothing new here, guys.
for any kind of player who comes in is really important.
If the Witch Queen is the psychic detective fantasy journey, then Season of the Risen is that same detective throwing on their flak jacket and defending Earth from the Hive Guardians and the Lucent Hive and Savathun herself.
When Savathun shows up on our doorstep with the light, the first person to lend us help is Kyle.
You want us to hit them? I need us to hit them.
She's got this light suppressing technology that we all were using in Season of the Chosen, and now she's going to help us use that again.
I've been playing solo RPGs, not video game solo RPGs, actually tabletop solo RPGs. And there's this thing called the thread. And when you roll on your event tables, on your oracle tables, you have to consider what's on the thread, and a lot of times what's on the thread will influence what comes up on the table's results. So, for instance, say for instance, I have a narrative question like, okay, will this soldier be an ally? And the oracle table says yes, but. So then I roll on a complication table, and it says yes, but you're going to have to pay him. He's a mercenary. I said, oh, okay, so gun for hire, that's cool, I can do that. And then about 2 or 3 scenes later,
They are using my powers against me.
2 or 3 scenes later, you come up against, you roll an event, and it says a traitorous ally. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's interesting. Who could this possibly be? And then you roll on the descriptors tables, and it says a soldier. And you're like, oh, shit, it's a soldier who's the traitor. So the mercenary, maybe he got paid off by somebody else with more money, or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, anybody could say, oh, yeah, we're doing payoffs for all these threads that we planted many, many times ago. You know what? No. All you're really doing is you're pulling at threads that you've had and realizing that, hey, we've got a nice subplot set up here. Let's go ahead and explore this. And that's all that is. And I don't... Oh, my God. It's such a shell game. It's a con game. Guys, I'm serious. Stay free to play. I'm just saying. I think that's maybe the TLDTW or TLDL. Too long didn't listen. Just you sneaky git. Now you died. See, look at that. Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah, that's what happens. Cheesy butt. Come on. Playing with fire. Come on. Playing with fire. Okay. I'm surprised that it's taken this long for them to get through. I mean, I would have thought that they'd have fun. I mean, here's the thing. If I was running alongside with them, they'd be getting all the kills anyway. It's not like I'd be helping anybody. So far, I haven't seen anybody... Wait, am I even on the strike? Maybe I'm not even on the strike. I should be on the strike. Yeah, I'm still in the strike. Huh. And we are doing the bounties. The bounties are progressing. There's melee, 17 of 25. So this should be the last run I need for the melees. If I just focus on... Yep, here we go, finally. Get the grenades out there. Get everything. Do it all. There we go. Knew it was going to take a little bit. Oh, this is probably the final boss. There we go. Yep, do it. Yay! Well, that was bizarre. Put me in and out of my first person. Yay! All done. Alright, we should have gotten credit for that one. Whoops, wrong side. Good. Yep, there we go. Okay, so now, since we got credit, we can just bounce back in there. So that's what you do. That's the strat. Oh. I get those things all the time. Okay. I got the AC running for some stupid reason. I don't think I need to. 14 coins. That's good. We're going to wait till we get to 28, and then I'm going to head over to the Durs. Oh, eternity. Buddy of mine was saying that I should stockpile these and not pop them, because even though I get treasure keys out of them, I should keep these going, because they might be a way to bump the soft cap. So we'll see what happens.
As you see the night
pop its super, and it has 2 shields. You immediately are like, oh yeah, I see that connection, and then it's like, and then you're like, it hits you with those things, and then you're dead, and it's just an amazing experience.
The Guardians themselves kind of feel like a fire team that you're fighting against. You got every class represented.
The Acolyte, when that character casts, does very similar things as the player, like the Arc Wizard. The sparks go out, it's ready to go. If you're not smart about it, if you're not paying attention, you are essentially going to have to play that fight over again.
If you're successful in taking down one of these hive units that are wielding the light, you actually have to go up and kill the ghost.
That was like one of my favorite things that we were able to do in this game. It's just that moment where
I love the hitboxes in this game.
Kind of this moral dilemma. A ghost is your companion, and now suddenly you have one in your hand and you're about to crush it.
The first time this happens, you're looking at your hand like, I can't believe what I'm just done. Am I doing this? Should I be doing this?
I have a ghost.
Yeah, exactly.
What is going on?
Okay, first of all, moral dilemma. The light is a resource, and because it's gifted by the Traveler and not created by the Traveler, that means that it's a finite resource. That means that for every non-human guardian that's out there, that is one less human guardian that can be there. For every hive that is risen, there's one less human that is risen. So, yeah, killing that ghost that's channeling the Traveler's light, that's about survival. That's just resource partitioning. That'd be no different than any other species moving into a biome and displacing the indigenous species for access to resources, and that's kind of the way it works. Like I said, I bring up the club analogy, and it is the truth. You have this fantastic meat parade at the dance club, and it's all about it's about access. It's about resources. It's about putting on a better show than anybody else out there was for the obvious reasons of getting laid. Because that's it. And then for those of us that were there because we just wanted to be, it became uncomfortable. It was like, I'm not here for this. I'm here to dance and enjoy the music and have fun and just kind of chill out. And, that's kind of it. I'm not here to grow relationships or create some kind of hookup or something like that. And, yeah, complicated. Why the hell? You are a sneaky git. I gotta go. Alrighty, back. Wow, okay, here we go. Okay, that's cool. So yeah, I'm just doing mop up right now because, hey, I'm playing this for bounties. So yeah, so the whole, them getting all, hyped up about, we have this dramatic moment where you're clutching this Hive Guardian's ghost and you have to kill it. I'm like, yeah, one less Hive Guardian, one more human Guardian. Because, like I said, I mean, if the Traveler's granting the light, that means it's not creating the light. Finite resources, and it's a resource competition, which is what this game is really all about. It's all about resource competition and access. There's a biological element to the narrative here, and that's just storytelling in general. But then basically, watch the TWAB video, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's just, there's so much hype, but you can basically, I keep saying basically, I'm sorry, you can just swap out Savathun for Oryx, or Crota, or, oh my god, Skolas? Not Skolas. Was he the wolf captain? You could swap out Witch Queen for Dark Below, or the Taken King, or Wrath of the Machine. Because everything they talk about is all the shit you got to do anyway in this game. You have to strategize your approach. You have to be aware of your map. You have to have knowledge of your enemies. You have to have, consciousness of your resources. You have to do all these things in the game, and that's what makes the game engaging. It's that feedback loop, of effort and return. And it's a lot of the reasons why I don't play the raids. I don't do legendary this and grandmaster that, because I have just as much satisfaction, sweeping maps and sweeping areas, with my guns and my abilities as I would, going through, this exceedingly, difficult challenge. And because I'm only here for resources, I'm here to get a little bit better. that's kind of BS. You know, Vandals and I don't get along. You want to wipe me off the map, just give me 3 Vandals and I'll be like, oh, dead. But in any case, I play the game because I am an old school RPG player, both on tabletop and video, computer RPG player, if you want to say, I guess. And it's the whole mechanic behind RPG games like Skyrim, Oblivion, and a random grenade for no good reason. No drag worth its ether is going to ever walk into that. Hunter grenades are such a joke. That's why I like playing on Hunter. It's hard mode. It's fun. And that's what it comes down to. It's fun. If I'm having fun doing this, this low-key kind of casual, able to hold a conversation while I, automatically just kind of, or autonomically, sorry, that's the word I was looking for. Joining allies again. I guess I'll switch over to Void because we're going to probably nuke this bitch. She is throttled, though, so, the servitor is gated behind several waves of shit. Still trying to get... I love... I like Solar, because playing with fire, not only is it just thematic, but it's kind of also like... it's a good way to cycle through your melees, so you can get that back hella fast. This Void, I don't know. I used to be a great big Void player. It was all about the ninja thing, the stealthing in, and going invis and all that fun. But really, it's just kind of like, see what I'm talking about? Bam! They're just gonna melt this poor thing. Man, you woke up on a bad day. Oh, spaz. You know what? Still take you out. I'll take you out. Kabang! I meant take the dog outside so he can take a shit. Oh. Somebody just generated a shit ton of light. There we go. And that's number 2. Oh, cool. Wish I could get more strange coins in those stupid parallax trajectory things. Crap. Pretty much. It's all weapon parts. It's all weapon parts. Anyway. Ugh.
Or Lucid Brood are the most dangerous enemies we've faced so far. And so we're going to need...
Yeah, they said that about Crota. They said that about Oryx. They said that about Skullus. They said that about Siva. Of course it has to be the most dangerous enemy you faced. It's called Ramp. And you can't get away from it. You never can escape it in this kind of gameplay model. Um, and here's a contrast to that point, as an example to it. When you play Elder Scrolls Online, the threat, but it's not the most dangerous threat you've ever faced. No, it's just it's a thematically different threat. Yes, it's the same kind of threat. Yes, it's the same kind of thing. You get X, take it to 1. Get Y from number 1 and take it to number 2. Get Z from number 2, take it back to number 1, or whatever you want. Fetch questing, MacGuffin hunting, or whatever you want to call it. Big bad enemy guy, dungeon crawling. It's that's the formula. That's the Campbellian narrative arc. Hero goes into the unknown, comes back changed, but the world is still the same for them. But yet at the same time, they are a bit different. They've grown in some way. There's nothing. So, like I said, when I first bought into Destiny, I thought I was buying into something that was going to actually see my character grow, not just in power and abilities, but in some kind of narrative, function. And we don't have a narrative function in this game. The story in this game has always been just a little bit on the weak side. I should be in solar. There we go. And it's like, that's why when I do my greetings, I say guardians, ghosts, and gamers, because I have this theory that we're the ghosts. We, the players, we're the ghost. We're always seeing things through the guardian's eyes, except for when the guardian's doing something with the sword or their special ability, their ultimates or whatever. Then they're in third person. We're watching the guardian from outside. So, if you think about it, we are the ghost. And as the ghost, we have been guiding our guardian through these encounters. And it's just like, I don't know. Contrast this with the unnecessary, continuous hype. I mean, that's part of the job. I mean, that is their job. That is what they're paid to do. That's why they hired them, because they're salespeople. You've got to sell it, and if you don't sell it, then no one's going to want to buy it. But then you have people like me who have been around and through most of this industry, not on the working side of it, but as a consumer of these products, these services. That is, I gotta give Bungie that. Their paper thin hitboxes are just amazing. I am going to roast here, but that's okay. I am not upset about it. Oh my lord. So it's either too far or too short. Okay, Dougie Fresh. Let's see. Whoa! About took off my dingle. There we go. Nice. You gotta get PVR with the stupid grenades. But if you want to be effective as a hunter with grenades, point blank range. One of the things that a developer said years and years ago, and has actually become a little bit of a meme in my play group, is somebody asked, "How can you skip all this? How can you get past all this?" And he said, "Run, just sprint through it." And I was like, "No way!" Because I mean, when I first started playing Destiny 1, I fought everything that came across because that was the thing. First person shooter. I cut my teeth with Bungie on Oni, and then I went straight into Halo, and it was in Oni there was lots of platforming and puzzling, and at the time I had the patience and the interest to be a platformer. I played a lot of Tomb Raider. I played a lot of ninja type games and stuff like that. Before parkour became a thing and wall running was hot. Before Assassin's Creed became a benchmark for that kind of design. Uh, I liked playing a lot of the sneaky ninja crawling through spaces and stuff kind of games. Wrath of Heaven, Tenchu was one of my favorite games to play. If there was a stealth mode in pretty much any of the games, I went for it. But games like Metal Gear, um, that were exceedingly stealth driven, that was the only way. It was just a sneakers game. I didn't really like it too much. Tomb Raider was the early Tomb Raiders. They were a good balance of puzzle solving, platforming, and some combat. But it wasn't like over the top, and it was engaging, and it had replay value because it was a way for you to get better. How much faster can you go through it? With Destiny, the replay value is driven purely upon well, if you want this role, you've got to do it 15 to 20 times before you can actually get that role. Oh, that's of course on top of the 15 to 20 times to actually even get the gun. So do the math. It's not good odds. I would never gamble in that kind of casino with my real money. And that's kind of the reason why I've decided that I'm not paying any more into this game. Not until there's actually something to pay for. Trials of Osiris is not worth it to me. That's behind the paywall for the season. Or the annual pass, I guess. Or, yeah, seasonal pass. If they could put Gambit behind a paywall, I might pay for that. I might do a monthly subscription for Gambit. But you should never do any subscriptions for Crucible. Don't pay for the Crucible. And the guns. I mean, when was the last time anybody's seen me stock the Gjallarhorn? I bought the anniversary edition. I bought the anniversary pack specifically to get the Gjallarhorn. And yes, Dare to Infinity is kind of fun. It's a nice little arena game, but honestly, why am I here and not there? It's reasons. And they're not hard reasons to find. It's just they're not engaging. And I don't know, it's just too much RNG. Even when you come in with a full fire team of people that you still have that RNG of, who you're going to face against and who else is going to be on the team, and it's too much to deal with. There's so much in the game that could be better, and I've known it could be better because it has been better, and I'm just kind of sitting here waiting and biding my time. I mean, I don't think I'll be disappointed if I miss out on the dungeons if I decide to go ahead and get Witch Queen after the fact because they bring back Sparrow Racing or maybe they've got super good advice as a seasonal drop, or I don't know, maybe we'll actually have universal armor and not just universal armor ornaments. In other words, the helmet that I have on my hunter, I can give to my warlock or my titan, and it'll still work the same way. I mean, if Bungie's all about sunsetting shit so they can save on data space, save on memory, and everything like that, or the code, or whatever it is they're trying to minimize, then why don't they have universal generic armor pieces? And I mean, okay, so sure, it might be disappointing for a warlock to no longer run around with a cloak, but maybe have like a long coat that a titan and a hunter can wear. So I mean, if you're going to invest in all these cosmetic skins, then I don't understand what the difference is in just making armor worthwhile. I mean, if I knew that my warlock and my titan could run around in the stats that I have for my hunter, then I would definitely be playing a warlock and a titan. The reason why I don't want to play a warlock or a titan at this stage is I don't want to grow them. I don't want to roll that character up. I don't want to sit and waste weeks worth of playthrough just to get them to the point where my hunter is. If guardians could become classless, that would be fantastic. Let's just pop the chest, dude. Why are you waiting for him? You guys a fire team? No, not even a fire team. I guess you just like popcorn. Popcorn sounds good. I want some popcorn right now. Give me some popcorn. Oh, gotta go to Void. So there we go. Plonk. Da, 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 da. Here he goes. He's gonna pop. That's the time you shoot him, by the way. When he does that solar blast thing, that's when you go ahead and pop him. Alright, weekly strike challenge is over. Guess what this means? Bounty focus. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Oh, yeah. Anyway. So, what's left? We got in strikes, defeat combatants with super final blows, and then defeat Gordons. Okay, well, this is going to be super easy, barely an inconvenience, hopefully. Not an inconvenience. Alright, let's go.
Need better, more powerful weapons and tools to fight against that threat.
Yes, of course, because power creep. We just play a game without power creep. I mean, it's one thing to have to level your character and grow that ability and stuff. That's a goal. That is definitely a goal. But the power creep, my friends, I mean, it's not necessary. You know, I mean, I actually played a bunch of tabletop RPGs. You didn't have levels. There were no levels. As far as player level was concerned, you were not a level 5 fighter. You were not a level 10 wizard. You were not a level 7 rogue. You know, what you had was you had skills, and then at certain points of XP or through certain activities, you could earn bonuses. You could earn points towards improving the actual stat, but they weren't exactly levels. And even though technically if you wanted to argue the point more, you could say that I'm a level 83 mobility hunter with a level 58 in resilience and a level 59, blah 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 blah. And my overall stat line here would be kind of like a level, but that's irrelevant. This plays into your damage output and how much damage you can take, but it's all modified by this shit here too. So, I mean, well, this actually, these two pieces here all determine how much damage you can take and how much damage you can actually put out. I know actually how much damage you can take. This is all just about how much power you put out, how much damage you put out. And it's like, it's so complicated. I can't even fucking explain it properly, and I apologize. Um, but it's like, if they got rid of levels, they got rid of the power creep, and they just told a story. Because that's what I think. That's the thing, is that they're hiding narrative behind special effects. George Lucas didn't write a fantastic story. He didn't write an awesome narrative. He created a truly immersive world, and he assembled some some relatable characters and told the story that's been told 1,000 times. Hero of a Million Faces or 1,000 Faces. Um, that is exactly, that is what Bruce Campbell talked about. Not Bruce Campbell. I can't remember his first name. The author Campbell talked about the monomyth theories and all that stuff, and the hero's journey and all that things. And Lucas was a big studier of that because he was a film student. He wanted to make movies. He wanted to tell stories, and the best way to tell a story is to tell a story that everybody pretty much already knows, but tell it your way. And this is why Disney glommed on to the whole Lucas franchise, is because, that's exactly what Disney does. I gotta go again. Excuse me. Oh, God dang it. Oh, hey, cool. We're trying to kill Scorn together. Love it. See? It works, doesn't it? Okay, did we get him? Let's pop the chest. Let's do this. Always get the rally banner. I got 8 rockets now and a bad guy to kill. And sorry for that interruption. It's the season. Everyone's running around trying to sell you cell phones. Wonder where our other guy is. Alright, last one to the bottom. Buys the next round. Never make a bet you can't keep. You can't win. Never fight a fight you can't win. This is like when people talk about, well, we want balanced fights. Nobody fights a balanced fight. Nobody fights a balanced fight. That's ridiculous. It's a waste of resources. Even before I learned about Sun Tzu's, scrolls, and his theories on strategy and tactics and the use of resources and units, which are resources, just in experiencing life itself and playing strategy games, you don't pull a gambit if you can't pull it off. Thank you. That saved me from getting blown up by scribs, which would slow things down. Just trying to kill Scorn, man. Maybe I can actually get some kills. I hope I'm getting kills. So otherwise, there are other things I could do. Oops, missed that one. I wonder, when I pick a planetary version of the strike, but not from the playlist, am I being paired with people who are randoing in the playlist? That would be interesting. And kind of shitty, too. Wish there were firewalled versions of these strikes. I mean, I could probably do that, but chances are I'd get paired with somebody later on. Could you imagine if there were firewalled versions? I would pay to see. I would pay for the season if the season offered, if the expansion, the paid expansion offered firewalled versions of all the activities. Obviously except for Crucible, because you don't play PvP just for the fuck of it. You could just make yourself a private match and go in and explore maps and shit. But you won't be able to. Oh, you know what? A bot-driven arena, sparring arena. That would be fantastic. Where you play against guardians, but they're like AI-controlled guardians. That would be something awesome. Because I'm talking about, what I'm talking about? I'm actually talking about all the different shit that you could do in the other games I play. I'm talking about practice dummies in Elder Scrolls Online. I'm talking about, free play mode and challenge modes in Gundam Mobile Suit Battle Operation 2. I'm talking about, all this kind of fun stuff that you can do. And, yeah, I mean, that's kind of, I like the forest. The, what was that, the Halloween special event arena thingy. Because you could do, there was a firewalled version, and I liked it. I thought it was successful, but it didn't. But yeah, reason I would pay for Witch Queen. Sparrow racing, for one, some kind of jump ship activity that actually let us do things with our jump ships other than just look at them as they meander through the load screens. A truly interchangeable and customizable character that doesn't depend on class or, abilities or anything like that. Let's see. If they paywalled Gambit, I'd probably pay a seasonal for that one from time to time. Ugh, I almost made it. Come on. It's just the piston dudes. Alright, let's see.
Fucking work.
different types of weapons we could add to the sandbox.
We wanted to introduce a special weapon archetype that was effective more at a middle range, but also had these kind of additional roles associated with it. The glaive is a projectile weapon, and it is a shield, and it's a melee weapon. We wanted to keep that experience in first person. It has an immediacy that you don't really get.
Okay, so basically they strap a gun to the sword, because that's what swords do. It's a melee weapon and it's a shield. And all you're doing is putting a gun on it. So you get Cloud's Buster Sword, basically, is what you're giving us. Okay, that's a meme. I don't feel like getting shot at anymore. Oh, that's cool! I didn't think it would do that. Oh, there you go. There's an ah moment. I hope this strike goes away when they take away the Tangled Shore. I really do. And here's the reason why. Because it's so throttled. It's just... yeah. I remember the first time I played this strike, it was my son and I, and we got to the final room, and then all that scorn spawned, and it was like... I immediately brought up the Benny Hill theme to play in the background. See what I'm talking about? It's like, why are we still fucking around with shit? Everything should be there. Buddy, I'm going to leave the things... okay, I'm going to say, because I'm about to peace out here, because I don't need to put up with this drag-ass fucking bullshit. I don't want my morning being spent fucking around in strikes like this when I can be other places. You know? That's the other thing, too, is the content takes too long. It does. These things take too fucking long. And then, if you go too quick with it, they fucking buff and nerf shit all around that. Like, oh, you can no longer one-phase Apion. You can no longer one-phase this dude. We're going to deliberately fucking hamstring your shit just because reasons. Come on. Right. I guess I'm tanking today. I like that. Yeah, I think what the problem is that this is a siege game. I used to call it an arena fighter, but it's not. It's a siege game. It's like playing Missile Command, you know? Only you will win it eventually because you keep reloading the same screen. I don't like that. When I play Minecraft, I play permadeath Minecraft, or I play fuck off mode, which is basically just me like not giving a shit about any end game or anything like that, and I'm just building a village. And I like that about Minecraft. You can go hardcore, or you can just say, yeah, fuck it. You can do the same thing in Elder Scrolls too, and you can do the same thing in Conan Exiles. I don't really have to play on a multiplayer server. I can play on my own little fucking private world, which has just enough space for one person to come in and check things out and have some fun. No, they can't play unless I'm on, but that's the same as Minecraft unless you're playing on Realms. Oh, we got 26 seconds.
Get when you're using a sword because the camera is so much further back. Because this is also a projectile weapon with a slower moving projectile, the onus of...
oh, no way. We already have something like this. It's the Arccaster swords. Yeah, it's a projectile weapon, it's a melee weapon, and it's a shield. It's just how it's done, but it does the same thing. It's kind of like, you know, that meme that you see in Dungeons and Dragons where they give you this, they show you this list of like 25 freaking different things, and they all do 1d4 damage, you know, and then it's like, and then then it shows the monk character class, and he's like, and that's why I just use my fists and feet. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much it. I remember one time, I remember for a whole season in Destiny 1, I'm talking an actual annual season, you know, 3 months. And so it was summertime. And I said, I'm going to just punch everything. That's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to spend, you know, these next 3 months just punching as much as I can. No, I did still shoot shit. when it was important. But otherwise, if I could punch my way through, I punched my way through Crota's End. That's phrasing. Um, I punched my way. I tried to punch my way through Atheon, but they were like, "No, dude, come on. We want to complete this. Okay, we want to do this." He says, "But I'm a Titan. Fists never run out of ammo." And I failed that. So harsh. The failure stings. We got a body. Yay! I mean, there's this. The reason why this is my one and only sidearm, except for the Rat King, is because this gun objectively is different in performance than any other sidearm I play with. Um, and believe it or not, it's. I think if I had the right supporting armor mods, I could probably get this to outperform just about any pulse rifle out there as well. Not quite as effective as the Crimson, but in the kinetic slot, this frees up an exotic for the other spots. But it does. It runs. It feels like the Crimson. It just doesn't give you the health regen. Eh. He's immune. Whoa! Thank you. No. Come on, Gee. Did I clear all my bounties? This is the last thing I do? Yes, thank you. You want to know why I jump up when I find my rocket? Because one time I had one of these jokers. Well, I say jokers. It was actually a squib. Just literally come charge at me from off screen, and I didn't even see it on my radar. And it's just like, oh, I'm not going to waste it. Nope. There we go. That's who I want. Did we vape him? No. Nope. Oh, really? Oh, you turd. He's like, I call Hawk. That rocket turned sideways and then hit me. It's called tracking rockets, dude. Ah, worth it. No. 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 And done. Nice. And I got all my bounties finished. It took five strikes because the first one I failed, and then I did the 3 for the weekly pinnacle playlist, and then this one here to wrap up the bounties. And that's it. We're done. Let's go to the tower. Let's go to the tower. I wish there was a way you could do this from orbit.
Aiming these weapons is about leading and compensating for the speed of the projectile and anticipating that. If you're
right, just like any slow-moving rocket launcher or grenade launcher or I don't know. If this is the pay-to-play weapon, then I'm good without it.
Counter and one of your teammates dies somewhere out in the open where you normally wouldn't be able to get to them, you can bring that shield up and actually get the revive and then fall back.
I do that with swords all the fucking time.
Glaives originate with Savathun trying to steal an extremely powerful weapon for her own use, and players will use the weapon crafting recipes that they find throughout the campaign in order to reconstruct this incredibly powerful and incredibly ancient weapon.
Okay, yeah, so, yeah, if it's tied to the campaign, and I'm not buying the campaign, then logically speaking, I shouldn't have any access to it, and that's fine. I really am going to do this. I know it's crazy. Why would I want to do this? Because I've bought everything for this game. Except for the last 2 years, I have bought all the deluxe digital or physical versions of this game, and And like I said, after the last 2 years, I've just been so disappointed, and the directionlessness and the feeling of just being, cheated. I don't know. I'm really disappointed, just betrayed, even. I look back at all the time I spent in this game, and I'm like, I was playing this game wrong. I was playing this game for all the wrong reasons, and it came down to that. I had that 10-week cumulative suspension from PvP and Gambit to truly make me realize and understand what this game is really driving towards, who this game is really for, and how should I incorporate that into what I want from the game as an experience. I like this universe. I like this post catastrophe. Or I guess you would call it reconstructionist environment. This is a reconstructionist universe because and it's not post-apocalypse, even though technically it is post-apocalypse. But we're not living in the immediate post-apocalypse. We're not living through the dark age of this game world. We're not living through the age of the Thunderlords, or not Thunderlords, Iron Lords. We're not living through the age of the Iron Lords or the Warlords or anything like that. We're not living through the time that Drifter, was his most active, or Perun or any of those guys. Um, we're living in this recovery area, this era of reconstruction and rebuilding. That's what we're doing. And then, of course, we get knocked down a few times, like the Red War, with Destiny 2 came around and knocked us down. Um, so I like this kind of environment. It does have a very frontier kind of Wild West kind of vibe to it, and I like that vibe. And that's what I liked about Star Wars too, is they had that frontier Wild West vibe to it. Even though you were like dealing with the Empire, and you had the Republic, or the struggling rebirth of the Republic. That narrative was always very appealing to me, and it's a lot of the gameplay that I look for. You know, uh, Thematically, it's a lot of what I look for. And then, of course, I have my sword, sandal, and sorcery kind of games like Conan and Exiles and Sipta and Elder Scrolls Online. And I mean, I got Ghost of Tsushima. I think I just said that wrong. Why are we still pinging? I thought I already took stuff. Are you taking over for Drifter now? Now you're going to be the ghost ping? Okay, so we have more engrams. Groovy, are we done here? Because I want to be done. I need to be done here. Thank you. Um, and we got some minutes left on this, but it's like there really isn't that much they're doing here. I mean, the weapon crafting thing. I mean, we've had something similar to that. I mean, in a very kind of blunt, clumsy, sloppy way. This is weapon crafting right here. This is weapon crafting right here. You know, going into the activities and farming for these weapons is technically weapon crafting as well. When you think about it, because you're paying gunsmith materials afterwards to infuse them and stuff. Multi kill clip is, yeah, that's garbage. This is 1330. No, that's not. All right, so like I said, if it's a 1330, it's going in the vault. Now, Dragonfly, I kind of like it, but yeah. So I'm planning to play the next year as free to play as possible, unless there's something really, really, really intense that I don't want to miss out. Then I'm okay with buying the season at a time. It's just I don't know. I mean, I've been burnt so many times buying into this game just to realize that I don't even really use it. I don't even need it. I mean, I've got a battler, and honestly, you know why I have this? Because it's a fallback to Halo. Because honestly, if I wanted to when I'm out to slay, that's what I'm running with. That's what I'm running with. That's what I'm running with. I'm teasing out these ideas. I don't like the stochastic. I'm teasing out this one here. It's kind of okay. It's a nice compliment to this one. I'm running any or all of these in my activities. I'm running any of these except for this guy. I just got him. But like I said, this is a glaive right here. It's got a ranged attack on it. It's slow moving, doesn't track. It's got the shield abilities, and it's a melee weapon. I mean, fuck. I don't know. I'm going to be very, very cautious and substantially critical, not in like the derogatory way, but just kind of like skeptical. I'm going to be very skeptical about what they're going to give us throughout the seasons. Like I said, most of it in here should be 1330s. Well, yeah, I did collect. Wait, how many of these did I buy? Are these? Intellect is super good. Gains super energy for kills and wait, this is a Phoenix Protocol. I got two different Phoenix Protocols? That's bizarre. That strength stat is so shit. 67 just for more balance through everything. I don't know. I don't play Warlock, so I can't tell you what it's worth to me. Sorry. But a 66 armor piece is, pretty damn good. I picked this up because it's 61. The Worm God's Caressed. Melee kills increase melee damage. So that's a nice if I feel like I want to punch my way through shit. I have another Ecolos. What the hell? What the fuck? I have two of those? I have two of these. This is because I don't know what's going on here. Moving target and Vorpal Weapon was kind of always my fallback, which is why. But then I have this Pulse Monitor and Disruption Break. This is actually here for infusion. That is actually there for infusion. There we go. This one here is a caster frame, right? No, that's adaptive. Adaptive. Oh, here we go. Vortex frame. That's nice. This one here is also for infusion. Let's see. Also infusion, which I should actually put on this one. I don't know. They say that the Shepherd's Watch is going away and that this is supposed to be a pretty okay role for PvE. I don't really play snipers. If I want to do long range, single shot, max damage, I'm going to do bows. Seriously. I keep saying seriously. Anyway, let's finish this shit up. We've been here for about an hour and a half. Fuck off. Let's go to the helm and cash in these engrams and see if I can get myself a wolf tone that's actually worth playing. And we'll finish listening up to this thing here.
In the campaign, you just get a taste that that's what you want to do for the rest of the weapons that you get.
Weapon crafting lets you target a specific role and go and build that, and you know how long it's going to take you to get there, and you get exactly the thing that you want.
I really want to see what people do with it and like the feedback that we're gonna get and people sharing all of the things that they're doing with that new system.
Didn't we have targeted roles with Destiny
you want
1?
to be able to shape your Guardian into what you want them to be. And this gives us a great opportunity to continue.
Yeah, but it's still going to be a Titan, it's still going to be a Warlock, still going to be a Hunter.
It's a really big season for weapons in particular. We've got 8 brand new exotics. The Osteostriga exotic submachine gun. This is something which Guardians have made, but it's modeled after weapons of sorrow, like Thorn and Touch of Malice. Fires swarms of tiny homing projectiles that land on the target.
It's a borer gun from Warhammer 40,000. Flesh borer.
Where the whole idea is be the Colossus. You can launch a barrage of up to 20 missiles.
It's a comical amount of projectiles on the screen.
It's gonna crash games.
Glaive for each class this time, and the exotic perks tie deeply into the mechanics of the classes. I think they're going to be really cool additions to build crafting.
This is like JoJo's levels of abuse when it comes to the fucking graphics cards.
I recounted this morning, and I think it's about 50 new weapons.
You're going to have 2 new exotic armor for each class, totaling 6, 1 stasis, 1 non-stasis. The Titan stasis exotic caster.
Where's the wolf tone bows, you fucks? Thank you.
Create a giant wall of ice, even though this thing is massive. You still get all the benefits of Morale Barricade. Warlock Void exotic.
It's because I specifically said I was looking for a wolf tone. No. This gun does not mean anything to me. I do not like this gun. I don't care. I'm playing with this. That's it.
In season 16, you're going to see
okay, here we go.
across all 3 classes. This is a huge update that will allow players to build craft in ways that they've never done before.
one of the things we wanted to do is create a core set of verbs like we did with stasis.
Anyone can run suppressor now. I think that's a pretty cool thing to be
I'm
able
going to
to
be running suppressor today.
Oh, yeah. We wanted you to feel like you were the energy vampire. Feel like you were the Night Stalker. Feel like you were that protector, that big sentinel titan. So you're going to see things like Bastion, a new Titan aspect, where you take your big old sentinel shield, slam it into the ground, and create this void barricade that's going to apply overshield to you and your buddies.
My favorite aspect is probably Child of Field Guns. As this warlock controlling space and time, I'm able to rip a hole into another dimension and then pull out this little sentient black hole. Whenever I target an enemy, my little black hole buddy is going to fly over there and start draining their life force.
The Void 3.0 update is really setting the stage for how we're thinking about updating subclasses for the rest of the year.
We're going to extend this philosophy to Solar and Arc. Solar obviously is going to be about burning, but there's this other component to Solar, and that's healing. Arc is all about chaining. It's all about lightning, direct attacks, quickness. We're going to take the fantasies that you know and love today. We're going to embellish them. So what you'll see is like all of the new abilities, all the new actions you take, reinforce that to the core. Pretty excited about it.
Witch Queen is very much the culmination of the last 6 to 7 years of just Destiny all together, and really this is starting the road to the final showdown. But things aren't necessarily just dark and light anymore. There's a lot more nuance in the game.
It's going to be a real fight. Like,
I don't really see it, dudes. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get in on it. I'm trying to, but it's like
I'm excited.
a sword is a sword, and a sword is only as powerful as the arm that wields it. That is the riddle of steel. That is what's best in life. The power of your arm over that of the sword.
This year than any other year before. It's one of the most ambitious releases we've ever put together, and the team is firing on all.
It's just a bunch of fucking. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. They're talking about ambitious. You'll see what I mean when you're looking at the video. That looks ambitious. That looks ambitious. That looks ambitious. Yeah. I don't know about that. I don't play Void, so Void 3.0 is pretty much not going to be meaning very much to me. I mean, I only played Void when I needed to for the 3 strikes, and other than that, it's pretty much not even interesting to me. I like the direction that the abilities are going. That's kind of fun, but I'd still like to see Titans and Warlocks and Hunters just go away and let's be Guardians. You know, let's just be Guardians. Legendary campaign, it really do be like that sometimes. God, that's vernacular that they use. What are the main rewards of completing missions at legendary difficulty? We've got double chest rewards offering 1 to 3 extra chests per mission. Each chest will give you World Pool Gear, XP upgrade modules, and Glimmer. Legendary players will be able to earn Throne World armor. I don't care about Throne World armor. Yeah. And like I said, I mean, if I was all about that high risk, high reward, and I knew that the RNG was not as punishing as it is for me, at least, I'd be in raids, I'd be in Nightfalls, I'd be in Trials, I'd be all over the fucking Apex and Pinnacle and Epic level gameplay in this game, and I've done it. I've been there. I've gone into those modes. I've spent months worth of time. You know, it took me all of Destiny 1 to finally get a Hezed Vengeance. And that wasn't even when they had random rolls. Everybody got the same Hezed Vengeance, I'm pretty sure. That's the way it worked. I cannot tell you how many Vex Mythoclasts I broke in Destiny 1. I can't remember. I think it was a dozen at least. Possibly more. And I guarantee if I went back into Destiny 1 right now and played Vault of Glass, I'd probably get a fucking Vex Mythoclast and a Fatebringer again. Yeah, I got all the back in Destiny 1. I got all the really good drops, but the things to fill out the completionist side of me at that time, And that's the thing. I'm not a completionist. I am somewhat. I mean, there's times where I look at my D&D 5e library, and it consists of the three core books, a couple of homebrew hacks that were promoted through forums and things, and then of course the Strixhaven expansion or setting, because I got the Strixhaven Magic the Gathering cards, and I'm a Magic the Gathering fan, and so I did not get the other Magic the Gathering one because that's just not my theme. But I like the whole arcane college motif, and it's not necessarily for the Harry Potter thing. It's just that before Harry Potter was Harry Potter, I played a game with some friends that we were actually student wizards, and or we were in an academy to be heroes, and I ran that game for a couple of sessions, and we had a lot of fun with it. Um, so when Harry Potter came around, it was like, yeah, we geek out. People read the books, and then the movies came out. We were like, okay, whatever. That's entertaining, but not quite right because the movies never really get the books right. And that's fine. I see a movie for the movie's sake. I don't see the movie to see if what's on the screen matches up with what I imagined in the book, because it's never going to imagine what's in the book. I mean, I was excited when 2010 came out, and I went and I saw it in the movie theaters with Roy Schreider, and I thought it was a good story, but everything in the movie was totally different than what was in the book. And so they do exist on their own separate terms. Just like I have a comic book series of George Lucas's original treatment for the Star Wars movie script, and it's an entirely different story than what we got in the films, but it's still an enjoyable story. You see what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, I will choose the movies over this original script any day, but the original script offers a perspective into how the story came together, and that's what's important. And like with every storytelling, everybody who tells it's going to have their own little take on it. There's going to be updates to it to make it more relevant to the audience that that you're speaking it to. I mean, that's the craft of the bard, or the skald, or the traveling poet, or the or the sage. It's there's an importance to keep the original material intact, but there's also relevancy in reinterpreting it to match the time, so that if you're just trying to convey the themes and the subjects and the concepts, the ideas behind it, then by all means, switch and change things around. Harry Potter is the boy who survived. He became, the chosen one against this ultimate evil, and that's what the Harry Potter stories are all about. They're all about, the strength of companionship versus an insurmountable evil. And it's the same kind of narrative motif that you got in the Lord of the Rings. The actual trilogy of the Lord of the Rings was all about putting faith in the power of the little folk, and not just literally the hobbits, because the hobbits represented the little folk. They represented the common people. They represented the people who don't typically have an influence on the grander scheme of politics or economy or anything like that. But it's because of them that those things exist. Politics exists because of common people. Economies exist because of common people. It might be a lord or a king or a CEO or a billionaire or a trillionaire who owns all the property, who owns all the resources. But if he's got no one to sell it to, he's just got a lot of stuff. Granted, he can live off of that stuff on his own, but he's got to pay somebody to put it together for him, because I can guarantee you they ain't going to do it for themselves. So Tolkien wanted to bring about that motif of, putting your faith in the power of small actions, sweating the small stuff, because that's the stuff you can take care of. When it becomes big stuff, it's more than you can handle on your own. You need help. You need that companionship. It also talks about the horrors and the ever changing effect that war has on a person, because you see that in Frodo, you see that in Sam, Merry, and Pippin. You see that in Boromir. Well, Boromir's dead. You see it at all, and then of course the themes of how absolute power does corrupt. Absolutely, Sauron, Saruman, Golems, aka Smeagol, Boromir to an extent, and even Frodo. And then I can't remember the name of the steward of Gondor when he fucking dies. Uh, all of those themes are in there, and so you could to retell the story in certain ways and add and subtract to the elements there without corrupting those points, without corrupting those messages. It's okay to change the narrative a little bit. The Romans did that with the Greeks. They changed the narratives behind the Greek gods to fit their culture, to fit their needs of their society and their growing empire. But they made sure that the points of those gods tried to stay as true as possible, although some did get corrupted beyond recognition. I think Apollo is one of them. Became a bit of a meme in itself. Topics for other times. Anyway, I've bored myself to shit. I'm sure you're probably bored too. And man, if you've been here for the 90 minutes that I've been going on, you should have got popcorn and watched a movie. But thanks for stopping by all the same. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm going free to play for Witch Queen. We'll see how that goes. We got about a week and a half to go.